to be pregnant with comatose. Paul, what happened? What happened?
That's what he was.
What was that?
It was all that sugar. That's why Paul's always been so low energy. It was a sugar OD.
Now that I'm off sugar, I'm a dynamo. You sure look trim.
Do I look trim?
I didn't know you could scuba dive, Paul.
Huh?
I said I didn't know you could scuba dive.
Oh, Dawn's gonna teach me.
I love to scuba dive. I've been doing it since I was about 10.
So you're still using the house on the Cape?
Me?
Yeah, I thought...
No. Hazel and I split it up, half a month each.
That's a fair arrangement.
Oh, no, it all works out.
That's
okay.
very equitable.
It was the least she could do, you know.
I beg pardon?
Hazel, I mean, she and Paul bought the house together 50-50, and you don't want them to just sell it, right?
You guys should come up for a weekend.
There's an idea.
Yeah, come up and test the water.
Get a change of air.
Or you guys could come up to our place.
Do you have a house too?
They've got a real country house.
Up in the mountains.
Oh, I love the mountains.
Southern Vermont.
I love Vermont.
Do you like to ski?
She loves to ski. I do love to ski.
What, something wrong?
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Must have been something I ate. Not enough sugar or something.
Maybe if you put the goddamn book
You
down.
know what I'm gonna have?
You don't even have to tell me.
Meatloaf and potatoes and gravy.
I knew it.
With peas.
I knew it. Every time we go out, night or day, it's always meatloaf and mashed potatoes and peas.
And then he mashes them all together on his plate, mixes the peas into the potatoes, and stirs it all around.
How did you know?
Womanly intuition. But maybe you'll get a quarter of the house on the Cape someday.
What's she talking about?
Nothing, just a private joke, honey.
A quarter of the house?
So what do you do for a living, Dawn?
I'm a food therapist.
A food therapist?
Yeah, so I treat things like obesity and anorexia and things like that.
Sounds fascinating.
I think it's a terrific way of finding out what makes people tick.
Or burp, I suppose.
Oh, you should hear some of the stories she has to tell. Like this one guy who was so fat, they had to reinforce his bed so he didn't just disappear right through the floor.
That was due to a gland condition, though.
The guy could have ended up in China.
There was nothing we could do about it since it was all glandular.
Incredible.
Everything is glands when you get down to it.
Are we about ready to order?
Or, what's that condition called? Pneumonia, right?
Bulimia.
Anyway. or people, they go on these eating binges and they just make themselves throw up.
Did we say bulimia for after dessert?
Sure.
So what does everybody want?
I haven't even had time to examine this menu.
Meatloaf for me.
They have pheasant here?
They have everything here.
Here's something. New statistics. Single women live longer than married women.
Wow.
Really?
So, single women live longer than married women?
I think I just said that. But listen to
Oh,
this.
come on.
Come on, what?
You ought to be able to see through that.
See through what?
You're in advertising. You juggle figures all the time. You should know that you can crunch a bunch of figures any which way you want.
What else does it say?
It also says that single women are overwhelmingly happier than married women.
Happy according to who?
Happy according to themselves.
Here's a woman hauling down a huge salary every year who can't see through a bunch of crooked figures.
Are we going to order? If we're not, I've got things to do at home.
Hold your horses.
So, I was riding on the bus the other day, and I was reading this book of stories, and I was laughing out loud.
Wait, that book you're writing me from, right?
Yeah, and I was laughing really hard. And this guy sitting next to me, kind of an old guy, he says, "What you reading?" And I say, "Stories." And
He's probably trying to pick you up.
but listen to this. He says, "Looks like those stories are pretty funny." And I said that some of them were. And then he says, "Have you got any heartrending ones in there?"
Huh.
Isn't that funny?
Have you got any heart-rending ones in there?
I thought it was kind of sad.
Yeah.
How's business going with you, Barry?
Oh, you